guys, my name is Jonna and welcome to Jonna's Play School, where we learn and play all at the same time. Today we will be reading Gossip Game. Guys, now this is one you're going to want to pay lots of attention to. Go ahead on the count of 3, grab your book and read with me.
1, 2, 3, read!
Welcome to Jonna's Play School, where we learn and play at the same time. Without wood, a fire goes out. Without gossip, a quarrel dies down. Proverbs 26, verse 20. The Berenstain Bears Gossip Gang, written by Jen and Mike Berenstain. Lizzie and Susie were Sister Bear's best friends. They liked doing all sorts of things together. They rode bikes and jumped rope. They played soccer outside and video games inside. They had tea parties with their dolls and stuffed animals, and sometimes they just sat around and talked. They talked about anything and everything. They talked about TV shows and toys, about games and songs, about pets, parents, brothers and sisters, and of course, their other friends. "Did you hear about Queenie?" asked Lizzie. Queenie McBear was an older cub who was very popular. "I heard she has a big crush on Too Tall Grizzly, but he has a crush on Bonnie Brown." "Ooh," said the others. They were too young to have crushes yet, but they liked to talk about them. "Did you get a load of that new cub in school?" asked Susie. "His name is actually Teddy Bear." The others laughed. Susie had been a new cub not so long ago, but she didn't seem to remember. "Well, I saw Anne Bruin the other day," said Sister. "And I think she put on some weight. She looks sort of chubby." Lizzie and Susie giggled. The 3 friends talked for a while longer, but it was soon dinner time. "See you," said Sister, heading home. She liked talking to Lizzie and Susie about other cubs. It made her feel special and in the know. Back home, Mama and Papa were setting the table. Brother and sister joined them. "Do you know what Herb the mailman told me?" Papa said to Mama as he laid the silverware. "I can't imagine," said Mama, busy putting out plates. "He said someone saw Mayor Honeypot throwing a banana peel out his car window. Imagine, the mayor himself, a litter bug." "Now, Papa," said Mama, "you know that's just gossip. You shouldn't spread stories like that." Papa looked a little ashamed. "I guess you're right. It was just so interesting." As they sat down to dinner, Sister had a question. "Mama," she asked, "what's gossip?" "Well," Mama began, "gossip is when we tell stories about others, especially stories that make them look bad. It's something we do to make ourselves feel special. It can be very hurtful. As the Bible says, gossip separates close friends." "Oh," said Sister, worried. She thought maybe saying that Anna looked sort of chubby was gossip. She decided not to think about it anymore. The next day, Sister saw Lizzie and Susie walking ahead of her on the way to the playground. They were busy talking and didn't notice Sister coming up behind them. As Sister drew near, she overheard them talking about her. "Do you know what Anna told me about Sister?" began Lizzie. "No, what?" asked Susie eagerly. "She saw Sister's spelling quiz when Teacher Jane was handing back the papers, and it was marked 60%. Very poor," said Lizzie. "Wow," said Susie. When Sister heard that, she stopped short. In the first place, it wasn't true. Her quiz was marked 70% fair. That wasn't too good, but it wasn't as bad as all that. And in the second place, why were Lizzie and Susie gossiping about her? They were supposed to be her best friends. She felt so bad, she hid behind a tree until Lizzie and Susie were out of sight. As Sister came out from behind the tree, Brother Bear walked by. He was on his way to play catch with Cousin Fred. "What on earth?" he said. "Why are you hiding behind a tree?" "I didn't want Lizzie and Susie to see me," said Sister. "Why not?" he asked. "Because they were gossiping about me and I heard," said Sister. "I was so embarrassed." "I'm sorry," said Brother. "Why don't you come along with me and play catch with Fred?" So they did. At the playground, they started tossing the ball around. Sister could see Lizzie and Susie on the swings nearby. They waved and Sister waved back. Then she got angry. "You know what I heard about Lizzie?" she called loudly to Fred. "I heard that she is a big, silly dope." "Huh?" said Fred. "And you know what I heard about Susie?" she yelled even louder. "I heard that she is a funny-faced noodle brain." "Sister," said Brother. When Lizzie and Susie overheard Sister, they jumped off the swings and came charging over. "Why are you saying bad things about us?" they yelled. "We thought you were our best friend." "That's what I thought," said Sister. "But I heard you gossiping about me on the way here." "Oh," said Lizzie. She hadn't thought about it that way. "I guess you're right. We were gossiping about you. I'm sorry." "Me too," said Susie. Sister got over being angry right away. After all, Lizzie and Susie were her best friends. "That's okay," she said. "Maybe it would be better if we just didn't gossip about anyone." Lizzie and Susie agreed. Gossip clearly was more trouble than it was worth. "As it says in the Bible," said Fred, who liked to memorize things, "the tongue also is a fire." "What's that supposed to mean?" said Sister. "Just that gossiping is like playing with fire," said Fred. "You can get burnt." "I think a game of baseball would be a lot more fun than gossip," said Brother. "Yeah," said Sister. "Let's play." "I'll bet me and Fred can beat the three of you put together," said Brother. "You're on," said Sister. "Play ball," called Fred. Sister and her friends won. After all, it was 3 against 2.
Wow. That was a very informative book, wasn't it? Now, me as a grown up, I didn't even know some of those things were gossiping. Now, I thought that was just sharing news. Well, I've learned something today, so I'm going to take me a couple of notes. Have you guys ever gossiped? And if you have, now is a time to ask God for forgiveness because gossiping is wrong. I know after reading this book, I've had to ask for forgiveness a couple of times because I didn't even know I was gossiping. I don't want to gossip and I don't want to displease the Lord. Guys, if you enjoyed that book, continue to watch these read-alongs and learn and grow in the Lord. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the notification bell so you can be updated every time we have a new book. Until next time, bye.